What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Food Daze. Today it's another segment of Is It Worth It or Is It Just Food Daze? This is Calabese Pasta. Adam, I think it's Adam, don't quote me, from Not Another Cooking Show had made this variation, so I'm gonna duplicate it. It's really awesome. So basically, it's Pecorino Romano, not Parmigiano Reggiano, heavy cream, onions, and Calabrian chili peppers. You gotta search for these bad boys. Like, I have a place in Orlando, right by the downtown area that has these, but they are not chili peppers. They're their own little guys. So, and they're in olive oil. They're kind of an essential for this. And if you want, you can go to Walmart and pick up this sauce in a jar, but we're gonna show you how to make it and see if it's worth your time or is it worth getting the jar sauce. So, lo and behold, let's hop to it. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our peppers and we're gonna just kind of drench them in olive oil a little bit. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna char the outside of these peppers. Just like you would in Mexican cuisine, and you would blacken them for like tortillas or whatever, we're gonna do the same thing for this. It's gonna soften them and it's gonna make it a little easier to make this, I guess, sauce. I guess, yeah, it is a sauce. But it's really simple and easy to do. But yes, and don't be scared. You can blacken this and char it. The only thing that's gonna burn is gonna be the skin. Believe it or not, the skin is actually where people get heartburn from peppers. It's not the flesh on the inside. It's actually gonna be the skin. That's what makes you get heartburn, if you didn't know that. Because most of the time, people can't digest it. So we're gonna pop this on a broiler and we'll check back in a little bit. All right, now in the meantime, while we're letting our red peppers blister up, we're gonna go ahead and prep our onions and get those ready. See, there's always something you can do while something is doing something else. I'm blistering up these red peppers. So in the meantime, I know I need to cut up these onions. So it's a perfect time to do that. Kill two birds with one stone and create your mise en place. Basically everything in its place. Shout out to Chef Wozniak. That's for you, Dave. And we're just giving these a rough chop. It's gotta be nothing pretty because they're gonna be sauteed and blended, and it really doesn't matter. We're just gonna cook them just to get some color on them, and that's about it. So we'll probably cut them up like this and just cut them up in little squares, and that's it. Like I said, this isn't gonna be pretty because it's gonna get completely destroyed by the Vitamix. So there's one, and doop, doop. Ooh, what was wrong with the end of that? Oh, well, we'll just cut that. All right. And boom, 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 bam. And look at that. That took all of, what, 30 seconds? All right, now that our onion is done, let's get our garlic out of the way. Probably say 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll go for a 5-shooter. That should be good. What the hell? We'll do the whole clove. I like it garlicky. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut one little edge off, cut the other little edge off, because we don't want that. And then we're just gonna give it a quick little smash and get this first layer of skin off. And we're gonna do this to all of our garlic. I think about 5 decent sized chunks of garlic is going to be enough. So we're going to go ahead and chop all this up and set that aside. But I like it really garlicky, so that's why I'm adding a lot. Alright, this is where you're going to need to be careful. The more of these that you add, the spicier this thing is going to get. So I would say start with about 3 if you're not comfortable with a high spice level. But I'm going to go about 5. I'd say go equal amount of garlic to equal amount of peppers. And go from there. Because remember, you're also going to be adding red pepper flake. So just be careful. It's not too spicy, but at the same time, just if you're not used to the spice, it's going to have a little bit of a kick to it. So we're just cutting off the stems. And again, just like the garlic and the onions, we're just getting a rough chop. Nothing too serious, nothing too crazy. Because it's going to go what? Into the sauce and get blended up. You know what? I'm going to add one more for good measure. Yeah, that's a good one too. The only thing left to chop up is going to be our peppers. But I'm going to wash up, check on our peppers, and then we'll keep going. As far as red pepper flakes go, that's completely up to you. I go probably about a tablespoon. Because again, this thing can really get out of hand and get really spicy. So that's about all I'm going to do. Well, while we're at it, we might as well get our Pecorino Romano ready too. That way we don't have to worry about doing anything but just building this bad boy. That's a good little pile to start. If I need more, guess what? I got a whole wedge of it. So I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side. And here is our peppers. No worry about the burn. Now typically I would say use some kind of container with a lid on it. The one that I currently have is dirty, so I'm using Ziploc bag. I'm trying to veer away from doing this, but stick this in a Ziploc baggie, just like this, and just let these bad boys steam. Ooh. So just leave that in there. And in about 10 minutes, that skin will come right off. All right, let's go ahead and check on these and see if they're hot enough or cold enough. Oh yeah, they're still a little warm, but go ahead and discard this, and we don't need this anymore. So the really neat part about why we did that is we're just literally going to remove all of the skin. Alright, now that we've gotten about 95% of the skin off, what we're going to do is we're going to open these bad boys up. And we're going to de-seed them and get rid of some of this membrane. So this, discard. And all you got to do is just take a spoon and take the seeds out. There we go. And that's all great flesh. Now if some of the seeds still stay in, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. But we want to get a good portion of it out. then you can go ahead and open it up. Take a spoon and just get rid of that membrane, and it comes right off. Or the pith, and boom, boom. And then that's the flesh that we're going to cook with. All that seeds. Super easy to do. Look, it doesn't have to be perfect, folks. Alright, now that we've de-seeded and de-pitted our peppers, we're going to be cutting our last thyme. And again, just like before, we're just doing a rough chop. Alright, let's get our sauce going. Alright, kiddies, we're going to go ahead and start doing our sauce. We've already got some water started for the pasta. I'm not going to tell you how to make or boil pasta. Most of the time, if you look, there you go, serving, tells you everything and how long. Just read the packages. Every package tells you. And I'm sick and tired of everybody saying, oh, get this brand, get this brand, get this brand. Guess what? I don't care what brand you use. I don't care what kind of pasta you use. If you're not going out to eat and you're eating at home, congratulations, you've already beaten 90% of people. Guess what? Do what you got to do. Make food at home. Stop going out. I don't care if you use the cheapest pasta on the planet or the most expensive pasta or the stuff imported from Italy or whatever. Get into quality later. Just get to cooking at home and doing these kind of things for your family. That's what matters most. So we are going to saute our onion, and we're just going to add a touch of olive oil. Nothing too serious, just so it doesn't stick. It's not much, but it's what I got left. Now, another big mistake is people will throw garlic in their pan when they're cooking with onions. Onions always go before garlic. Garlic is something you put semi-last. So we're just going to saute these bad boys, reduce them, and get them nice and caramelized. Don't worry, you're going to be adding a lot more stuff to this. Because we're going to be adding red pepper flakes, the Calabrian chilies, all that garlic, our peppers, and heavy cream. And go ahead and salt. Do a fair amount for now. And pepper. And we're probably going to add more to the sauce. We're going to do it to taste. But go ahead and start with that, and then the more we need, the more we'll add later. Alright, so I had a change of plans. I was actually scared that I was not going to have enough room in my other pan to add everything, so made a quick change. Right here we're going to add our red chili flakes to go ahead and start releasing all of that spice into the onions. We're going to add our Calabrian chilies. We're just going to keep sauteing everything. And then we're going to go ahead and add our garlic to this. See how it's already starting to become translucent? That's what you want. Let's go ahead and add our peppers. See that? That's called fond. That is what we're going to scrape off. Typically you need a wooden spatula to do that. I'm not in the mood to break mine out. Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere. This should look like that. So you should be able to take one of these bad boys. I have a little bit of a bite. Not too much. Now we're going to turn the heat down to low, and we're going to add an entire glug, or what is this, quart of heavy cream. We want all this to marry. Oh, and remember our Pecorino Romano? We're going to add some of that in there right now too. Actually, we're going to add all that. And I just made a giant mess. So I've been letting this simmer now, or come up to a simmer, for the better part of about 5 minutes. So that's the timer for the pasta. And once it comes up to a simmer, we're going to take it off the heat and we're going to put it on the blender. So be careful with this. This is all hot liquid and it can explode. Recommend starting with a spoon. Just spoon everything in. That way you don't make a giant mess. Gotten everything in here. Let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up. This little top, I would leave it cracked ever so slightly. That way there's not pressure that's going to make this thing explode. Turn it on and start it really slow and bring it up to speed. All right. Go ahead and open it up. Let's see what we ended up with. So you should be able to take your spoon, bring it out, and look like that. And the inside of it is now turned orange. Oh yeah. That's the stuff dreams are made of. Ooh, and that's spicy. Let's go ahead and show you how to do this on a plate and pasta it up. All right, to that pan that we started with, we're gonna get some of this pasta that we just made. Add that to the pan, and we're gonna pour some of our new sauce right in on it, and just let it all marry together. Oh yeah. Let it really get in there. Add a little bit more pasta. Oh, this is just a step I like to do when I'm making some kind of pasta. I'll stick it in another pan and add the sauce just to get the sauce really in there. You don't have to do that. I mean, you can use this pot and add everything into one pot, call it a day. But this is more for aesthetics. All right, let's go ahead and plate it up. All right, let's see if this is worth it or is it a Food Daze. Tell you what, I made a mistake. I didn't really give the sauce a little bit of salt and pepper. I should have added just a little bit more. That was totally my screw up. But I'm telling you, this, you can feed me this. Look at that. All day long, you can feed me this. Oh, so good. Not another cooking show. You guys nailed it with this one. So easy, so simple. Maybe takes 30 minutes to an hour to make. The biggest problem is doing those peppers. If you want to do it the night before, go for it. I mean, the only thing is you just got to char them, but oh man, this is good. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell for more notifications, and we'll see you on the next Food Daze. I'm taking this with me. But yeah.